There are strange things out there that seem to have no explanation. Sometimes they are conjured up by the darkest corners of our subconscious, but on occasion they dwell beyond the confines of our imagination. They may come from another realm, or out of the sky, or from beyond the grave. Once they set foot into our world, the line between dreams and reality becomes unclear. It's our job to investigate these reports and compile the Virginia Paranormal case files.
We had moved in, we got this place because my dad was bedridden, and I sold my house in Chesapeake to keep taking care of him. And in the meantime, we were looking for another house that was cheaper, and we were in a hotel for a long time, and this was the only place where his bed could fit through the door. So I said, we'll take it. We didn't even look at it. I looked at it from right there and said, we'll take it. Well, as soon as me and two friends were moving my stuff in, you couldn't even breathe right when you opened the front door. It was like this smell where it gagged you. And so both of them ran out. One of them was a police officer, and the other one was just a guy helping me. And he said, I'm not going back in that house. And the other one said, and this place is creepy. I don't even want to be here. So they left. So I'm just spraying stuff in the vents. And so we move everything in, me and my nephews. And then when we're moved in, we're sitting here. This was right after we moved in. I'm sitting here, and in the hallway, I felt something. So I turn and look, and it's a red-headed little girl. And I was like, what is she doing who's this in my house? So I went looking for her in the back bedroom, and there's nobody there. And I was going, I just saw a red-headed girl. Well, about 3 days later, I had a nice gazebo there. I pulled in, and on the couch, the outdoor couch, there's that little red-headed girl. You can see the back red, and her head just turns like this. And it turned so much. I'm in the truck, and I went, no, that's not a person, because no one can turn their head like that. So I was scared. I went back out and went shopping and didn't come back for a while. When I came back, I said to my mom, something weird's going on here. I've seen a little redheaded girl. And she said, oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. I've seen her too. So we talked about it. Ever since, just everything keeps happening. I've been scratched like 4 different times, arm, bitten when I was doing the sage. And then just things are being thrown, like right off of the chair. The chair's leaning back, and the pet toys would just fly off of it onto the floor. We called 8 priests, and none of them would come. The last one said, I'll tell you what, I'm not coming, but you can do this. Go and buy some oil from the church store and do these sayings, these prayers. As we were doing it, the front cross that's over the front door flew into the living room, the middle of the living room. And I was just like, did you see that? And she's like, I'm sitting right here. And so we bounced it like 12 more times, and it would just go right there. It did not fly into the living room. So as I'm doing it, the sayings in every room, I forgot the bathroom, and I sat down, and I'm just like, whew, maybe that'll help stop all this stuff that's going on. And the soap came flying out of the shower. Well, the shower's facing that way, so it's in a thing. It would have to come out of the thing and around the back to come out of the bathroom. It came flying almost into the middle of the living room floor, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot to bless the bathroom. So I also forgot to bless the attic. They said do everything. Well, 2 days later, I never did the attic. 2 days later, we see rats all over the roof, giant ones. We never had them before. Our ceiling and attic is full of them, and they weren't there before. And it sounds like they are just tearing everything up in there. It sounds like furniture's moving. this started after I blessed the house. And then, like I said, I've been scratched. It's just sitting there, and I'm just like, wow, that burns like hell. And I'm sitting there, and then the scratches will appear, and then it'll just burn all night. And then the next day, you're like, wow, that's deep. That is like a deep scratch. If anything or anyone would have ever done that to me at any of the 3 different or 4 different times, I would have been very aware of anything being around me doing that to me. So I just feel like I'm being attacked. I'm totally being attacked here. It moves things, like we'll be working, the screwdriver disappear, and we're like, we were just using it right here. And then go looking for it everywhere, come back, and it'll be right there. And we're like, we would have saw it when we first started looking. And this happens over and over again. Last night, I come out here to go buy some propane. I put my wallet up there, my keys up there, my cell phone, went back in and asked her if she needed something. She had me do a few things. I come back out, we can still not find my keys. And you'll see it looks like a mess in there, but I know where everything is. We're still trying to pack up. We want to move. We're packing slowly. And it's just been hell from that neighbor, hell from this neighbor, hell from these people, hell from those people that just left. And it's just like hell from that person back there. And it's, when we talked to the priest, he said, you don't just think it's in your house, do you? It's here. And that's why these people are acting like that. It's affecting them too. And I feel it. I know it is, because we've been nothing but nice to these people and share and be kind and nice. And they just attack you left and right. Attack, attack, attack. Flatten your tires. And it's like, whoa, this is not normal. And the amount of grief and horror and everything else that we've been put through here is not normal. We've been through 6 wash machines and dryers from the electrical. They come and say there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm like, I got a video of it sparking, sitting there talking to my sister, and I said, she said, something's behind you. I'm sitting here, and where we always feel like something's there in the hallway where that girl was. I've also seen a tall man in the back bedroom standing up against the door. He's as tall as the door, and he's wearing a colonial hat and colonial uniform or outfit, and he's just standing there looking all the time. And I'm like, I just saw that. And so as I'm sitting there, she starts screaming on FaceTime that there's something behind me. It looked like a 6-foot lizard with a tail, and it turned around and went back into my bedroom. And my sister's very religious, and so she's screaming, get out of there. I just saw a demon or something evil. So shortly after that, I'm talking to her on the phone, and I'm laying in my bed and talking to her, and then I'm looking at the curtain that's hanging over the lamp, and it starts to change. And I was like, okay, I feel like I'm on something, and I don't do drugs. So I was like, that's not happening. I turned the thing around, and I was like, look at this. And she's like, that's weird. It does look like it's changing into different faces. Well, before that, my room was switched a different way. And when I would lay there up against looking at the wall, I would see a shadow that would come up, and I would turn and nothing would be there. And it would do it a few times, and then I would just be like, this is just too creepy. So I moved my room around, and that's when that happened with the curtain. And so I started saying, show yourself, because that's where the shadow was, or the thing coming up behind me. And we could see those curtain things changing faces, and I was taking pictures of it, and I was just like, this is nuts, this is weird. And then full front, it looked like a damn demon came right up to the camera, and I screamed and ran out of the room. And that's the one I sent to you. I was like, this is unreal and just too bizarre. So we need some help.
So for this case, what we're going to do, a lot of times when we go to cases like this where the entity seems to be very aggressive, when we go in, it seems to hide. But we usually, quite often, go in and we talk about what we're here to do, and we interview the client right there in front of whatever is in the house, So for this case, we're going to keep it outside. We're not going to state our intentions. We interviewed him outside. So when we go in, we're going to start with a baseline sweep. We're just going to go through, see if there's any interactions with any of the devices as we're going through with the baseline sweep. And then based on the response we get from that, we're going to go from there.
Pretty high in here, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, for 1.5.
I hear something going in here, something running. Did that change it? Yeah, okay. That's what it is, it's a ceiling fan.
Gonna go right behind
Okay, that seems... Is the other one picking it up? Yeah.
Oh, there's a cat back here. There's a cat up in here.
So there's got to be a natural source for
There's
that.
a light up there. I wouldn't go there.
Oh, you know what? What about that Cox box that's back there? Maybe that's giving it off.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So our baseline sweep through the house, there was no real anomalies. The K2 meter, the EMF detector, they only spiked in a couple areas. One was from the bathroom fan, and one seemed to be from a router or a Cox cable box that was in the bedroom. So no unnatural spikes through those EMF detectors. What we're going to do, still not stating our intentions, not saying why we're here, we're going to do what's called a rolling spirit box session. Now typically during the rolling spirit box session, we would ask questions as we go through. We're not going to ask questions. We're just going to have Tanya and perhaps Jack take the PSB-11. They're going to activate it and just walk through the house. See if there's anything that comes through the spirit box. Just anything at all that's of relevance without asking any questions. And then the next time we go in, we'll perhaps ask some questions. We'll see if we can get anything to interact with it.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
What we did, we went in and there was three of us, of course, one holding the camera. We went to each and every spot and with the ghost box, and we couldn't find anything on there as far as voices or any type of noise, and we just went each and every room, nothing.
What we're going to do is a little bit more of a direct approach at this point. The client recommended that we went up into the attic. Now also he showed us something interesting. He making these little things out of clay and with some kind of a pin or a toothpick putting words in these pieces of clay that he felt, and a lot of them were misery, death, very negative things. Now these feelings, these emotions are often attached with a location like this that seems to be haunted by this type of entity. He said when he's in the back bedroom is when he feels it the most. When he's out of the house, he's fine. So whatever's here, it seems like it's at the point where it's still attached to this land. It's trying to break him down, trying to get to him, but it's not attached to him yet from what we can see. We're going to go up in the attic where he recommended we go because there's been a lot of activity up there. Things getting moved around and everything else. We're going to go up there, and I believe the conditions are right for an EVP session. So we're going to try a direct approach with an EVP session and see what we can pick up in the attic.
Do it slow because it's catchy.
Oh boy, yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay.
That smell up here.
Okay, so we'll turn this on.
I feel like a rat's just gonna like jump out at me.
Okay. All right, we're up here in the attic, and it's a pretty tight space up here. Okay, I'm Jeff.
I'm Jack. I'm Will.
And we'd like to know who is here with us. Could you please tell us your name? We have this device courtesy of Jack, and if you come near it, lights change. Let us know that you're here. Can you come near that device for us? So the people that live here, they want to know who's scratching them. They've been scratched, they've seen this cat, they've seen this little girl, and we're here to get answers. We want to know what's going on. Why are you bothering these people?
I feel like something's gonna follow me in one of those boxes.
Right now, we're open to the possibility that whoever is causing this activity has been here for a long time. Maybe you lived on this land. Maybe this was your house at one time. We believe you're affecting multiple people that live in this area. And if you are somebody that lived here a long time ago and you're just unhappy with the fact that there's people on your land, we're willing to hear that and willing to try to get your message out there. But you've got to talk to us. Were you here before any of these houses were built? The HVAC just kicked off.
How many are there of you? Do you mind us being here?
We've heard you can move stuff around up here. Will you move something now? I'll tell you what, if you can move something for us, there's a chance we'd be less likely to stay up here. So if you want us to leave, move something for us. Move one of these boxes. On the other hand, what if I told you I don't think you could scare us by moving one of these boxes. I don't think that would cause us to leave.
Yeah, I was at the door, 1 foot in, talking to it. And then
Voice was downstairs.
hit my camera just so right there. Days and look at the tape.
If you've moved stuff up here, surely you can activate that REM pod for us. Come near that, light it up. Let us know that you're here. I think if you really are, if you're not afraid of us, I think you'd be willing to move something. I think you'd be willing to make your presence known. If you are the kind of person that's going to scratch people, that's going to cause them pain, cause them to be afraid to live in their house, why be afraid of us? There's no reason for that. So if you're not afraid of us, go ahead and move something. Let us know that you're here. I can say I haven't seen that happen too often where something moves right in front of me. You might get a reaction out of us. What about Jack? How do you feel about him being up here? I do gotta say, it is very hot up here in the attic. Very hot. So I'm kind of eager to get back outside of the 82-degree weather, which at this point seems much cooler. But once again, when people ask why paranormal investigators don't typically investigate during the day, we do investigate during the day. But to me, it's not quite as pleasant as investigating at night.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I definitely agree on that.
Well, let's go outside and send another pair in to perhaps a different part of the house and see if they can get any more activity.
So now we're gonna go into the back bedroom, just us 2 females, and see what happens with the spirit box. See if we get anything through that. You got the K2 meter?
K2 meter over here.
Oh, look
Got
at
the
that.
spirit box here. The K2 meter is going off. So
We've got the K2 meter right here. It's going crazy, actually. Wow.
yeah,
We've got
there's
that.
nothing around it either.
Got the spirit box. Storage.
And so the K2 meter is in the master bedroom. And when we set it down on the bed, it started going up to the medium level. And do you have your recorder on?
Yes, it's on.
Okay. And my name's Tanya.
My name is Emily.
We're just here to ask a couple questions if there's anybody in the room with us. We don't mean you any harm. We're just here to try to find out if we can help you or see what's going on. We're trying to see if there is anything that you'd like to let us know. Feel free to tell us. There's been a couple things that the homeowners here say have been happening. If you're trying to communicate with us right now, we can see the K2 meters going off. If you are the person that's been seen with the red hair running through the house, could you light up that K meter all the way to red, possibly? Could you tell us your name?
There's someone watching us right now.
Light up that K2 meter. Make it go to red. Did somebody hurt you? Is there something you want us to know? Why are you here? Why are you causing this homeowner's anguish? You trying to make the homeowner move?
There's a little girl here right now. Make that light go all the way to the red.
We're here to listen. You don't seem to be very talkative, but we're here to listen. We'd like to know what you have to say. Who's the dark figure they see? Why do I feel chills right now?
Where's that moving? It's right up here.
Why do I feel chills right now?
No one touched that at all.
No, nobody touched it and I'm completely chilled. Like goosebumps. And the fanned dangly things are moving. And there's nobody in the room but us two. There's no wind in here. There's nothing moving. And they are moving. There's no reason that would be moving. So you're in here with us. Why don't you make that go orange? Which I see you're making it go orange. You're playing with us. Are you having fun?
I feel cold, yeah. Is that AC up there on?
Nope. It's not blowing any air.
Hey, the little girl is in here playing games with us. Light up that case to get her back to the orange.
So who is the person with the red hair that the homeowner sees? We heard a story about something that happened to that person. Would you like us to know what happened to that person? Very curious about what happened to that person with the red hair. Is it a little boy? How many people are here with us? If there's more than 3, could you make that meter go up to orange? Okay, there's more than 3.
The answer's very quickly. The answer pretty quickly.
Are there more than 5? Make that meter go up to orange if there's more than 5. Okay. So there's between 3 and 5? You make that meter go up to orange if I'm 3 to 5. Okay. Good.
Are they behind any of us in this room right now? If that go back to the orange, if it's a yes.
Because I'm cold.
Is there someone behind Tanya right now that we can't physically actually see? Make that go back to orange.
Is there someone behind me, Tanya, right now? Make that go orange.
It's go orange.
Yeah. You just moved away from me, didn't you? Make that go orange. Yep. Because I'm not cold enough.
I heard that too.
If you're in this room with me right now, can you make a noise. We were in the back master bedroom, and the spirit box, we didn't get any verbal through the spirit box. However, we did get a lot of activity off of this. It kept going up to orange. We were getting direct answers from it, actually. Every time we addressed if there was somebody in the room with us, if we asked it if it was male or female, it would respond by going up to the orange. We actually left the room and left the recorders going and came back in the room. And then when we came back in the room, it didn't seem like it was there. We actually think it followed us out of the room. So what we want to do is listen to our recorders to see if we actually got any verbiage on the recorders. There was no actual verbiage coming out of the spirit box, however. So if it's in there, it's in there, and it's being very playful. We actually got chills. We actually saw the actual drawdowns from the fan were moving, and there's no wind in the room whatsoever. AC wasn't moving, but it was, and I was getting cold chills. We asked it if it was behind me when this was going off to orange, or would it go to orange, and it went to orange. So we were asking it direct questions, and it was responding with this.
Alright, so right about now, we're going to have Mr. Jack here. He's going to go up in the attic alone, by himself, and we're going to close the door on him. So we're going to see how that's going to go.
How you feeling about
I am
this?
very focused. And I feel like that if there's going to be something up there, I should be able to pick it up.
All right. Here we go. And here we go. We'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, Jeff.
Hopefully.
Hello, my name is Jack. I'm with Virginia Paranormal Investigations. If there's anybody in here, I'd like to let it be known. I'm all by myself up here. I'm in the attic in the dark by myself, and I got the attic door closed. So if there's anybody up here, let it be known. I want to know how many are there of you. I got a K2 meter in my hand, and if you were to come close to me, it should light up from green to yellow, orange to red. Can you give me your name? I got a REM pod up here that lights up, you know, really bright. Let me know you're here. Is there anybody up here with me? It is said that you come up here and move some boxes. Can't she squeaking? Is there any reason why you're here? Okay, Jeff.
We're doing an EVP session here in the living room. This is the one room we haven't hit. It's one where the resident gets scratched and has had some encounters. So we brought him in to sit in during this EVP session to see if anything acts up while we're here around him. We have the K2 meter going. We're going to use that. Maybe a little bit into it, we're going to go into the spirit box. If you're here with us, Richard wants to know who you are and what you want. Could you try?
I just got really emotional.
Could you try communicating with us through one of these devices? You can either come near this and cause the lights to come on, or you can talk to us and we may be able to hear your voice. Tell us who you are.
If you're in this room with us, could you make our K2 meter go up to orange? It's not going to harm you. If you touch it and just make one of the colors go up in color, that would let us know you're in the room with us.
Are you the guy that was killed? Are you trying to tell me something? Do you try to protect me? Do you know the people that killed you? Are they around here? Are they trying to hurt me? Are you something evil and attacking me? Are you scratching me? Are you tormenting me? What do you want? Yeah, when we first started, man, I just really felt like so anxiety filled, and I started to tear up. I just feel strange.
If you want the homeowner to move, can you make this meter that's on the table turn to a darker color, up to orange or red? Can you make it go up in color if you're in the room with us? K2 meter won't harm you if you want to reach out and touch it and make one of the colors go up. That'll let us know you're in the room. And you can talk to us through that.
And then who's throwing the things in here? Who's throwing the stuff and playing with the cat toys? And why are you doing this to me? Why are you attacking me and doing this to me? What bit me on my arm when we were saging? Did that make you mad? Did you bring these rats?
Hi everybody, and welcome to the evidence room. This was one of those cases where you can tell just by talking to the client that this is a very sincere person. These people are really experiencing what they tell you they're experiencing. The devil works in these sort of ways. Little things that provide comfort in our lives, such as the dryer going bad all the time, and these little things just going wrong in everyday life that a lot of times we don't step back and question. Sometimes there's some greater force at work here. These are sometimes demons that come into our lives and are trying to get to us, trying to ruin the little comforts that we have. And sometimes they try to get to us through other people, such as in this case. It seems like there is something that is perhaps attached to this entire area, as the neighbors are turning against him, and the devil is kind of working through these people just to make life very uncomfortable for this person. Now, unfortunately, during the course of the investigation, and like many cases that seem to involve a possible demonic presence, we didn't get any audio recordings. No evidence came up in the audio. And this often happens, and we believe it's because a lot of times demons won't want to be known. They will hide. They will not come out and let you know that they're there, because one of their greatest weapons is deceit. It's making people think that they don't exist. But nonetheless, after the course of the investigation, we did go through and we did a house blessing with the gentleman. This wasn't meant as a cleansing to necessarily push things out, not to the full extent that we normally do them, but we did go through with some holy water. We said some prayers, and we did say some commanding words to command dark entities to leave this house. And I have to say, for months after that, he didn't have activity. It seemed like what we did worked and did help. But then, after a couple months, it started coming back. And he's at the point now where he's still experiencing these problems. So a lot of times what people don't understand is with these house cleansings, it's not one time you go in, you cleanse the house, and everything is fine. Sometimes it's a process. Sometimes it takes multiple house cleansings. So what we're going to do is within the next 2 weeks here, we're going to go back to the gentleman's house and we're going to do a full-on house cleansing. We're going to see how that works, and then we're going to go from there. Also, in the meantime, he's in the process of looking for another place to go to. We don't want anyone to have to vacate their house, but sometimes people are all ready to go. They've just had enough, and it's not worth it to stick around if they can find somewhere else. But if he does decide to stay there, we're going to make sure that we continue to work with him, give him the means to fight back, and give him the means to be able to stay there. Because what we did the first time worked for a couple of months. The next time, I have a feeling it's going to work for a lot longer. And we're going to stick with him and keep working with him until this problem is solved and he can live comfortably in his own home. Everybody, thank you for watching. Until next time, remember, there's much more to see in the dark.